left in the chapel, so round of applause. Except for a little by the juniors. Anyway, exec first.
Okay, if you're in the Wilderness Club, we're taking yearbook photos at the flagpole at lunch at 11:30. We're a little late. So flagpole 11:30, Wilderness Club yearbook photos. Thanks.
Okay, so today at lunch on the lower field, there's going to be Capture the Heart, and it's going to be seniors and sophomores versus 8th graders, freshmen, and juniors.
That's Capture the Flag, by the way, for just parts.
Yes.
Also, tomorrow is meme day, so I hope everyone is thinking of something good. Also, we're doing what we usually do for Halloween, where we have the runway type thing. So we will be starting that at 11:40. So if you want to participate or cheer on your friends
And get your picture taken.
oh yeah, come support. Also, participation this week has been really good. So thank you so much. It's been really fun.
So, Mr. Colby and I are forming a new club. It's a men's issues club, and today, E-Day, will be the first day we meet. You know, me and Mr. Colby have been talking about it for a while, and we've come to the conclusion that our society has some beliefs that we hold sacred and aren't necessarily willing to discuss, and this will be the environment to talk about these issues. So, if you're interested, please meet me or Mr. Colby after break, and we'll have our club in room 6. Also, if you haven't noticed, there's 5 giant buses outside our chapel. You can donate to stuff the bus there, or if you find it easier, there's some envelopes in the front office where you can donate money. Just $20 is enough to buy an entire student's year of school supplies. So that would be really appreciated. Thank you.
Class starts next Tuesday, and there's a change this year. We're going to be going from 3:30 to 5, so come up to the upper field. We can also start at 2:45 if you just want to throw around pass, get used to the ball. Especially the seniors will probably be up there around that time, Katie and I will. So come on up, it'll be a lot of fun. Also, girls soccer, meet me at the flagpole after break. I have some things to talk about.
Of diversity in the media is something we need to fix. My childhood was filled with storybooks, movies, and TV shows, and the media I consumed was constantly shaping the person I was, as they do the millions of other children consuming them. Media influences how we treat certain people, who we decide to be friends with, and how kind we are to the people who are different from us. They help teach us ethics, or at least the beginning of them. We think that TV and books are the real world because, after all, how could we not? The acceptance of an alternate reality as a truthful perception is dangerous for everyone, especially those not adequately represented. I never really thought too much about the fact that going to the movies meant watching a white man fawn over a perfect girl for 2 hours, or that my favorite Disney Channel TV shows never had more than 1 or 2 token characters of color. But if you had asked me what I had thought about this when I was younger, I probably would have said that I didn't care. I think that in itself is a problem. I had to settle for relating to the girly teenagers with long flowing hair, perfect skin, and a picturesque smile. Most of the time, these characters were also white, and even when they were Hispanic, they were usually Mexican. Of course, I'm not complaining about this, but I'm half Ecuadorian and I didn't know the word Hispanic could mean something other than Mexican until I was in 3rd grade. I accepted a long time ago the fact that it will be a while before a TV show with a main character that is South American becomes a common idea. In the US at least. Despite these experiences, every now and then I would get glimpses of representation in the media. But even then, these characters of underrepresented ethnicities, cultures, and experiences were thoughts in the back of my head. After all, if they were so rare in the media I consumed, why should they matter? When I grew older, I figured out that I would have to find the indie movies, short films, and YouTube documentaries that contain the representation I so desperately sought out. But what about the people who don't even know there is an alternate reality not being represented in mainstream media? If the only representation out there needs to be found, how many people who actually need it will find it? As minorities, we have to settle. The black boy has to settle for the white boy on TV. The buff Hispanic gay guy has to settle for the skinny white GBF based on a stereotype. The Japanese transgender girl has to settle for the Chinese cisgender girl. And the little boy in the closet has to think he's broken until he's old enough to realize he isn't. As minorities, we have to settle for characters we are not. We are forced into relating to bits and pieces of a character. We are forced into thinking we are lucky when we finally get a little bit of representation, and we are forced into thinking it is a miracle when we finally see ourselves fully in a character. We are forced to settle, and I think that has gone on for long enough.
What she said. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. Oh, sorry. So, can I just say, nobody here is broken. You're all perfect. Okay. So what I really came up to say is, I know when something happens, like happened in Florida yesterday, none of us is immune from feeling grief and pain. And so I think it might be nice if we took just a moment to send our best to our brothers and sisters in Florida who are suffering so badly, parents who lost their children, the siblings who did, and the school and the teachers and students who have suffered such a calamity in the midst of their school lives. Can we do that for a sec? Just take a moment. The other thing that I wanted to say is, it is such an inspiring thing to me, and I know to all your teachers, and I hope to you, that we come to a place every day where we look out for each other, and we care about each other, and we're here for each other. Because it's the love that we show each other that helps carry us through life. And that means so much to all of us, all your teachers, to me, and I hope to you. So thank you so much for doing that all the time for each other.
Does anyone know when Chinese New Year is? Yeah, it's on February 16th.
the reason why is because, unlike us, the ancient Chinese followed a lunar calendar, which means that there were 24 terms with 15 days. So that's why it's on February 16th and not on January 1st.
And in Chinese, there is a 12-year cycle with one animal representing each cycle. So do any of you know which year this upcoming year is going to be? So it's going to be the year of the dog. And the Chinese believe that people born in a specific year prohibit traits that that relate to the animal. So people born in the year of the dog are considered trustworthy, faithful, and loyal.
So tomorrow during lunch, we are going to have a potluck at room 9, the Chinese room. So all the Asian Club members are invited to this potluck, and make sure you bring some food and drop it off at room 9 in the morning, and make sure that your food is labeled.
The Chinese class is also celebrating Chinese New Year with the potluck in room 9, so please remind your parents to bring the food items in Mrs. Bates's email. After the potluck, we will also have a presentation presented by Tom Liu's mother, so if you're interested in attending, then please ask your 4th period teachers for permission beforehand. And for Chinese New Year, food is very important, but music is equally important.
And so, I have a little traditional Chinese flute song that I want to share with you, and this is a traditional Chinese instrument called bamboo flute or 笛子 in Chinese.
Chinese New Year in China, everyone watches an entertaining show. It's called the Chunwan, and it's usually 8 hours long.
We don't have that much time, so we're gonna do it in 2 minutes.
It's a mini cringy version of the Chunwan, so usually include dancing, sing, magic show, comedy, all that stuff.
Just to make you laugh. And you're all gonna laugh your dumplings up from yesterday.
So first, let's start off with the dance. As you all know, it's called the small apple. We're gonna start off with magic tricks. So, how many fingers are here? One. What about you? 2. Concentrate, watch closely.
That's cool, but I got something else. Do you see this pencil? I'm gonna make it disappear, okay? Watch closely.
There's a tradition called the red pocket. It's for those adults that give children a little pocket with money in it.
But we're not adults. So we have snacks
today. So we have a Q&A for interesting facts and Chinese jokes. So why is Stone look so fragile all the time? Tony?
He's made in China!
Oh, come on.
Next, because he eats too much. Yeah.
Chicken legs?
Okay. Well, the last one. Why does the chicken cross the road? Why? To be made into compound chicken! Happy New Year!
Nice break. Also, could I get a South American high five really quick? Okay, good. So, capture the heart. Make sure you go to class.